7:04. Okay. It's now 7:04 and I guess we should get started. I'd like to call the meeting to order. And would everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Okay.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America
and to the
and to the
republic
republic
for which it stands,
stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under God,
God,
indivisible,
liberty,
liberty
and justice for all. Okay. All right, let's see. The first thing we have is the secretary. Oh, no, public comments. Do we have any public here today? No, I don't see any publics. Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to the next agenda item, which would be the minutes from the meeting for 5/9. Did anyone have any changes, additions, amendments?
I have one spelling change, and
Okay.
that's in reference to the community garden and Diane Bloom. And even though it's wonderfully appropriate to spell it B-L-O-O-M, it's B-L-U-M-E.
Okay, and what page is that on, or what section is that in?
That's why I said the community garden, but
Is that in old business or new business?
It could be a new business.
New business? Okay. Okay, got it. Were there any other changes or additions?
I was questioning there was one vote that it said I abstained, and I don't recall abstaining. I think I had been to the meeting before.
Okay, was that to approve the minutes then?
It
There.
might have been. I don't know where. I can't remember where it was.
So you do
where
not,
it says Dale abstained.
so you don't recall abstaining at all at the last meeting?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Dale, were you absent at the meeting previous to that?
Yes, I was.
And you may have abstained then.
No, I was at the meeting.
Were you at the meeting for April?
Yes.
Oh, and you were at the meeting for May because you had to abstain. So I actually don't recall. Does anyone else recall?
We should have video of the meeting.
We'd have to look at the minutes.
Okay, would you mind checking that out?
I don't really. It's not a real big deal, you know.
Okay, but you know, it should be accurate, Dale.
Well, can we ask Catherine to just double check the meeting vote for the last month's meeting? Just the video of it, just to see if
Okay.
they all abstained, and then if so,
Okay, then could I have a motion to approve the minutes with the condition that Catherine Brinkman will confirm the voting on the minutes from the last meeting, and if necessary, we'll change Dale's abstention to an aye. Is that what you want to vote, Dale?
Yes,
Okay. Could I have such a motion?
I so move.
Before you vote, can I just ask one quick question for clarification under the members present?
Mhm.
Right after G. Richmond, there's an A. Is
That's Althea Carr.
Cargo's on the next line.
Oh, I see. Okay, I got it.
Okay. All right.
All
Could
right,
can I have the second for the motion? Don't vote.
Second.
Okay. And do we have any further discussion on the minutes or any issues regarding the minutes? Okay, all those in favor of accepting the minutes, as I said, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, all those opposed? And any abstentions? Hearing none, the vote was unanimous by all present. Okay, the next item would be financial report. The Kevin Show.
The Kevin Show. Let me share my screen here. Okay. Oops, sorry. On the minutes here. So coming up on the end of fiscal year, we've done pretty well as far as going through and using the funds that we had to use. We're over on a couple of accounts here. So office equipment maintenance went over a little bit, and telephone went over a little bit more than projected. Part-time payroll, as I spoke about a couple of months ago, will likely go over. We'll go over probably about $1,100, but we should be fine to cover it with funds in the other accounts. I have some more funds encumbered, so I'm going to be spending a little bit down in a few of these accounts that still have a reasonable amount left. There's a couple of purchases that need to be made before the end of the year, so we should come out under, but fairly close to what we were given.
Was the change in office equipment maintenance the result of the 3D printer?
No. This is an account that I don't really oversee. It gets managed by the town. So
Oh, okay.
something to do with probably toner or a contract increase on the copier.
Yeah, okay. All right. Did anyone else have any questions regarding the budget or need clarification?
I just want to commend Kevin. With a budget of 46,000, we only have $3.92 uncommitted.
Just because it's encumbered doesn't necessarily mean it'll be spent.
Oh,
Try to get it
that's
encumbered.
Kevin has to get coffee. Oh dear. Okay, any other comments or questions regarding the budget? Okay, so hearing none, we're going to now make Kevin do the director's report.
Okay. So a lot of the focus last month has been putting the summer reading program together. We've built up, so we have a program for each age group like we did last year. We built a bingo card for teens and adults. And then children are doing something kind of similar where they keep a reading log and they get stamped every week that they come in. So we've been figuring out what our prizes are going to be and getting everything ready because we had a staff training last Friday. We wanted to make sure we could introduce that to everybody when they were in one room. So looking forward to that. Official kickoff is June 27th and it runs till August 26th. We're going to have programs most days at 1 p.m. Whether they're, I think children's are on Thursdays, adults I believe are going to be on Tuesdays. No, I'm sorry, teens will be on Tuesdays, adults will be on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then we have the movies on Fridays. So I'm excited to have a lot more programming going on, and I hope we get more people participating in the summer reading program this year. It's something that I'd love to see more excitement about. Biblio Plus is now an active service for Hebron patrons. That's the video streaming service I spoke about a few months ago. It's funded by the Friends of the Library for the year, and it offers unlimited streams of movies available on the service, a lot of like documentaries and art movies. It's similar stuff to what's on Canopy. We haven't done any advertising for it yet, but we're going to be getting on that now that we're over the hump of the summer reading stuff. It is on the website, so it is on the website slider, and it's all accessible. Patrons can use it, and it did go out in the newsletter, so some people have heard about it. I met with the Friends of the Library on the 23rd to discuss expenditures for the next year, and they're providing the library with $31,042 in funding. This includes increases in programming, museum passes, and the purchase of Biblio Plus, a digitization station for photos and slides and videotapes, and also the beginning of a new collection of yard games for checkout, which we've already started to receive and get out into the floor. I reached out to Diane Bloom and Kevin Kelly regarding moving the garden beds from behind the library. Diane's looking to see if she can get a scout to take on the project to oversee it. And Kevin said that Public Works would be able to provide some assistance with moving the soil when the time does come. So probably not going to happen until late summer or fall, but the wheels are starting to turn on that. We have a new collection of yard games that's sponsored by the Friends. These can be checked out for 1 week by patrons. The idea is you check them out if you're having a barbecue or a family picnic, and you don't want to have to buy the equipment yourself. So right now we have Connect 4, Bocce, Giant Jenga, Bucket Ball, Yard Darts, and Yahtzee, just like Yahtzee but big. And we've got a couple more coming. We actually received a couple today, and we'll have Spike Ball is one of them, Can Jam is one of them, and we'll be getting a set of Cornhole as well. So I think there'll be 10 altogether. The State Library's ebook platform, Lyricist, will begin making titles available that are on Libby, also available on that platform. I think this is potentially a really, really huge development for that platform. The State Library has been good about buying titles and putting things on there, and slowly the community, the public is starting to find them. But to be able to take all of the content that we've purchased for Overdrive and make it available in their service as well, we just get closer to that ideal of like a one-stop shop for ebooks and e-audio, which is really what I'd love to be at for patrons. You don't have to search in Hoopla, search in Libby, search in the library, search everywhere to look for one thing. So hopefully that keeps improving. It's not bad where it is now. We had a staff training session on the 3rd for part-timers. We've reviewed Biblio Plus, the new 3D printers, the summer reading program, and teen volunteers. Our next planned training session is September 2nd. I had some requests to look into Press Reader, which is a service that offers a huge library of newspapers and magazines digitally to patrons. And just the initial takeaway is that the cost for the service is a little bit high. I could potentially seeing it work for us, but I think at the cost right now, I'm going to keep it on the back burner for now and see if there's an opportunity to maybe use it another time. But it's a really cool little service. It gives you access to newspapers from all over the planet in like nice PDF format. Really nice. Just wish it were a little bit cheaper. And then we've been getting a lot of use out of the 3D printers. People love watching them. I've been doing my best to keep them printing as nonstop as I can. We had a couple people request to print things out, and I've helped them do that, but mostly people just want to watch them as they walk by. So I'm trying to make sure that they're running as much as possible. And we've made some really cool things. We made a really neat moon lamp. It's like a moon that's like this big, and you can put a light bulb in it and a little lamp. So those have been a big success. I'm really, really excited about them. And then I put some of the summer reading information into your packet. So this is the adult bingo card. And then this is the teen bingo card.
May I ask why we have purple snakes?
Purple snakes, so there's a national company that the state library contracts with to create art for the summer reading program. And it's a national thing. So you'll see this stuff all over the place. And that's just one of the pieces of art for the theme, which is a possibility.
It looks like Medusa's hairstyle, so.
Yeah, it does. Purple snakes, I don't think live in the ocean. I'm not 100% sure the connection, but I do like them.
Yeah, they are different. Yeah, they caught my attention. Sure.
Yeah.
I don't like them. I like the adult bingo. That's really cool.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Adult bingo. How do we sign up? How do people sign up for adult bingo?
Well, so it'll start at the end of June, and you can either sign up at home and print out the bingo sheet yourself, or just pick one up at the library. The idea is that every time you get 5 in a row, you come up to the desk and you get some sort of a prize. So
strawberry daiquiris.
Yeah, strawberry daiquiris.
Yay.
Yeah,
I mean, how do you
do.
prove that you've done it? Do you have to bring
Oh,
drinks
I
in for
forgot.
Kevin?
you do have to bring, yeah, a drink. Yeah. We've decided that if you're that desperate for, a package of Swedish fish that you're trying to rip off the library, maybe you can just have the package of Swedish fish. With teens, I've encouraged the staff to engage with patrons, because ask them what book they read for this checkoff thing. And, if they're lying, it'll hopefully catch them there. If not, at least they thought their lie through a little bit.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to learning to hula.
Mhm.
Okay,
We're gonna hopefully force some patrons or try to convince them to hula for us.
I did take belly dancing courses at one time, so
So you might be very good.
You might be very good, yeah. Seems like
that was a long time ago. So I don't even know if that things move that way anymore or not. Okay, the next report, unless we have any comments or questions for Kevin, I guess we're moving on to the Friends of the Douglas Library.
We don't have a representative
We don't
today,
have any-
but
we don't have
they did have a
anybody?
sale, not last Saturday, but the Saturday before, that they said was well attended. I think they had a huge line at the front door when it started.
Excellent.
And they're having the reason we don't have we don't have somebody here is because they're having their kind of annual party right now. So they're meeting where they celebrate all their work for the year.
Well, they deserve it.
They do. They're using the yard games for the party right now. So they're
Oh,
down-
that sounds like fun.
Yeah, in the community room, having some fun.
Okay. All right, and then the next thing we have is the town manager representative, which would be Donna. Way.
Hello, hi. So first, I really want to give a shout out to the Friends. That amount of money that they're contributing for the year is incredible. And
Yeah.
that does definitely make a difference when we're trying to set our budget. Because if we had to get that money from the town, it would be difficult. So that's a significant amount of money. Speaking of budget, I think everybody knows the budget passed. We're working on setting up, the new budget and closing out the old budget and getting ready to start working on a lot of the projects that have been funded and ARPA projects and all of that, and trying to stay on top of library projects, the library grant for the roof, and getting all that taken care of with the state. Still watching COVID, having little pop-up, a few employees here and there still coming up with COVID. So we're just trying to keep an eye on that. And I think that's about it. Like, we're still at this point staying with the virtual meetings. I think the selectmen will probably revisit that in a couple of months, but for now we're gonna stay
Okay.
virtual. And I've been on vacation. Today's my first day back, so I don't think I have anything else new to report. So
Well,
still
thank you.
working
And
my way through my emails. So
well, welcome back
Thank
to
you.
chaos.
thank you.
Sometimes I wonder if it's worth taking a vacation. So when you get back, anyway. All right, Board of Selectmen.
I have nothing to add to Donna's summary. She does a great job, so I have nothing to add there.
Okay. And I have nothing to report as chairperson, except I did have a question about the affordable housing initiative. And I understand that some of the land that's going to be possibly subject to it is behind the library. Am I correct in that, Gail?
Couldn't answer that.
Couldn't answer that? Okay. I mean, is there going to be any impact on the library, and is that something we should be involved in, you think, Gail?
At this point, I would say no. I think we have to wait and see what is happening down the line. There has to be guidelines for affordable housing, so we're nowhere near there.
Okay. All right, because I've been hearing rumors.
Oh,
Okay,
there's lots of those.
okay. anyone else have any other items under reports or any questions? No? Okay, let us proceed to old business. And that would start with the building updates.
Okay, just a couple of updates on the projects that we're always inching forward every month. With the roof, we continue to work on the requirements for the grant funding. So this past month, we got approval from the State Commission on Human Rights, and we submitted a grant contract to the State Library, which needed to be filled out before we can proceed with the invitation to bid. So that's what everything is kind of working towards, getting to that invitation to bid. So we're almost there is what it feels like.
Kevin, I'm not getting any notices about the building committee.
I haven't either. I'm not sure if they haven't had a meeting yet where they've had an official roof meeting or anything. I don't think there's been much that's been new since they haven't been able to go out for bid, and that was kind of where they were. I can reach out to Richard though and see what's going on. He'll follow up with things regarding the grant, but yeah, nothing as far as like a roof committee meeting.
Okay.
Did you receive their schedule of the roof committee meeting, schedule?
No, he told
Okay,
he
'cause
put all the-
They have set a schedule, so definitely we should get that to you.
Okay.
There's a
So it-
disconnect then, because he took the information and said, okay, I've got you on the mailing list, but okay.
Okay, because I haven't received anything either. Is it possible to check to see if I'm going to be receiving stuff, Donna?
I will send you both the schedule, and
Oops.
Kevin, you're going to reach out to Rich to make sure he
Yeah.
includes you and Pat on their
And yeah,
meeting
Pat,
agendas.
I
and
passed
okay.
along Pat's contact information.
Excellent.
When we were both appointed, so.
Okay, excellent. All
Okay,
right.
so that's the roofing. HVAC, we continue to work with ESC and SNE to correct issues. SNE is supposed to be in the building this week or next week to do some work in the boiler room, on the roof, and on the main floor. Windows, I've spoken with the installer regarding the windows. We don't have them. I don't have a date yet for when they're going to do it, but they are ready to pick up and be installed. So I'm just waiting on a date for that. So hopefully that comes sooner rather than later. I'd like to see that done this month. Flooring, Northeast Flooring came through and pulled up the Boeing flooring on the community room and in the kitchen. Let the area dry out for a day and then reattached it with the new adhesive. That's supposed to be better under the conditions. And so far everything looks good. Looks like it's supposed to look. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that it stays that way. But that looks like that's something that's finally fixed. So I'm happy about that. Any other building update questions?
Hearing none, I guess we go on to the next item, which is tabled. The policy discussion is tabled until the strategic plan is done. Is that correct?
Yep, that's what we talked about last meeting.
Okay. And poet laureate,
No update.
no update? Okay. And then ACLB board assessment tool, which I believe that we have in our packet.
Yeah.
You do.
Oops.
A quick amendment to this. We talked about finance last month, I believe. So we're actually talking about professional this month. I noticed after the agenda was posted, and I thought it was minor enough that we could just make the adjustment tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, the adjustment for professional, and see, halfway through June, so Kevin knows that next month, July, is when he would be being evaluated again. So I think we should hold off on that until Peter and I make a date and meet with him as we usually do.
Okay. Did anyone have any other comments or thoughts? Is that how
Well,
you
there is
spell
the
June?
second item,
I'm sorry, go ahead. There's a second one?
the second item under professional about board members and so on, conferences.
Oh. Do we have any?
Yes, ACLB, we put out mini conferences along the way. Those notices go out. Kevin usually brings forwards all those notices to you folks. And right now, we have a whole new packet of conferences we're going to be doing. So that notice will be going out. But we have not had an all-day conference, which I absolutely love because of COVID. So
Okay.
um,
Kevin, are you going to be giving those materials to us so that we can, I guess they'll be virtual, won't they? Or a video or something like this?
we're looking at virtual, but we're also considering some hybrid ones because we do have some people who would like to meet in person. But we can't have another 130 people up at the University of Hartford. It's too costly. We have to commit to too many. We have to commit to 80 people to do it. And we surveyed the libraries recently, and a lot of them are very, very reluctant to commit to something like that, because that would be the end of October, beginning of November.
Okay. All right, we shall see when we get them, I guess. Okay.
Pat, I'm
Althea?
not sure what we said about the board assessment tool. Gail, did you say something about it, or we're going to hold off on something?
Yes, the board assessment tool, the next item up was the evaluation of Kevin, and that
Yeah.
is done on that, the town schedule, which is July. So as you know, you always get the papers to fill out for July, and then Peter and I usually meet with Kevin, and then we meet with Andy. So
So is that still going to happen, or?
oh yeah,
Oh,
oh
okay.
yes, yeah,
Okay.
oh absolutely. You don't want to let Kevin get away with not being evaluated. Come on.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, we have to ruin his life somehow.
Yeah.
That's right.
Listen, don't mess with Kevin.
Thanks, Althea.
He has a protector. We're in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that takes care of the assessment tool and then grant updates.
Not much for grant updates, other than the building grant, things that we're working on that. And then the next program in the Hebron Together Community Fund Equity Boot Camp is the discussion of Trevor Noah's Born a Crime, and that's a week from tomorrow.
Okay, there's still money available for projects, right? They've only used about half of it.
Well, this was from last year's funds, and we spent the funds that we were given for that grant. They may
Okay,
have more to give out, but I don't know about that.
so it has been completely used for this year.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I always have a conflict with going because I'm on that, the Greater Hebron Community Funds, and we meet the same night as the discussion group,
Mhm.
unfortunately. But I know some other people, I think, who are planning to attend.
Yeah, I'm hoping to. When we get some
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Okay. Side garden is gone, right?
Well, it's still there.
Oh,
The wheels are moving to make it gone. So hopefully by this fall.
who's going to finally take it?
It's supposed to be moved over to there. I think they have a spot by the food bank that they're planning on putting it there. And right now, Diane Bloom is looking for a scout to take it on as a project to do the moving.
They've already built a really big community garden behind the new HIHS building.
Okay,
It's quite impressive.
good.
Excellent. Okay. This discussion regarding in-person meetings, the town has decided not to address that right now. So we're going to also probably not address that right now. So it's tabled until September. And then letters to River East, which he had a schedule here somewhere.
Yeah.
In the packet, you got a schedule of, well, I can just share it up on the screen here.
Althea's letter was wonderful.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
It was very well done. My only question is, how many people read the letters to the editor, and would they be noticed better if they were a slight article, say with a picture of, well, in this case, a picture of the Bank of Lockers, and then 3 or 4 paragraphs about it, that people might be more apt to notice. I mean, it was excellent. I always look for Hebron, and if it's a Hebron name, then I'll read it. And I thought Althea's name, and very well done.
Thanks.
We already have articles in the paper, don't we, Kevin?
Yeah, we have recurring articles that just go over new services and our programs for the month. So this would be.
Yeah, they're not really
addition.
articles. It's more of a sort of a schedule of what's going on, right?
Yeah, right. Generally, sometimes there'll be a little bit of something about a service, but for the most part, it's a list of events.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Mary Ann. So maybe what going forward now, I wish you had thought of that earlier. But how about going forward? Maybe we could, depending on what the topic is, the next person or the next people on the list could either decide to write it as an article with a picture, because that always grabs attention, or as an editorial. The lockers would have been a good one for a picture. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm up for August, and I was thinking about doing something on technology, the 3D printer and all the online services we have. And the locker would be something that would fit very nicely into that, because it is it is new technology for book pickups.
But yeah, and you could do I can't think of the word, the 3D printer thing.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And that would be a good picture, with
Having Kevin holding up one of his creations.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have to meet with Kevin to see what I should say in the art. How do we get articles in? I know letters you just sort of send in.
Kind of the same way. You just email them in.
And so
You
whatever.
just don't say letters to the editor. You just send it to the paper.
Okay, and they put it in depending on if it fits.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, they pretty much always put in anything that's submitted. They might not take the picture. They might do it differently, but they're good about it.
Okay, Kevin, I'll be calling you to set up a meeting to go through all the good stuff that we have. Sure. And thinking about what would be a good article. And I would still write a letter to the editor referencing the article, I guess. But in praise of all the technology and forward movement that the library modernizing. So
yeah, sounds good.
Okay. All right, let's see. Okay.
We still need people to sign up, I think.
Yeah, we still have a couple of empty slots here.
Maybe I could do one in July and just write about the Friends of the Library.
Ooh, that's an excellent.
What they have donate, what they donate, and how much, how it enriches the library.
That would be
That's
great.
a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So we write your name in?
Oh, I guess so.
Okay. All right.
Don't twist your arm or anything.
It's the Dr. Strangelove approach, my hand just goes up.
Okay. Moving on to new business, the agenda item number 9, the LGBTQ Pride events. I'd like to start doing something to recognize that minority And we're working on having diversity in the library. And I was thinking about perhaps getting a grant for some sort of project. I've been in contact with the people out at UConn. And I've also been in contact with Father Ron at the Episcopal Church. And he thinks that they may have something, speakers or something else, educators, there's faculty members who would be willing to come and talk on various subjects. And it would be nice maybe to try to get a grant for that or to make arrangements with them. They also have speakers that come to the UConn campus, and we could work in maybe work in coordination with them to have certain speakers come to the library. And particular authors, they have a very good author program over there.
Mm.
So, you know, I know that Pride Month is gone, but this is something we could do for the rest of the year here and there and have better planning for next year. And also see if we can get some recognition of the group as in our diversity policy.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay, all right.
Sounds good.
Okay, and so I'll be getting back. I'm supposed to get some phone calls and stuff from other people. So we'll see if I can come up with something. Also, in Hartford, there doesn't seem to be anything going on in Hartford, except for the Health Collective. I've been poking around, but there does seem to be something down in the Norwich area. So I'll look down there too. And New Haven is very active, I've been told. So
Yeah.
that's so
Well, Middletown has the whole parade and everything too, so there's probably
Middletown.
something. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe they have something at Wesleyan.
Probably.
Oh,
I'm sure they
yeah.
do.
Yeah,
Okay. And I just wanted to see how anybody felt about it. If you have any resources or friends or anybody that you know that might have a contact with a contact, it would be greatly appreciated because I'm just sort of going around blind and trying different things. So we'll see how it goes. So any ideas anyone has for working on it, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Okay.
I think a
Pat, I have a concern.
Mm.
How political do you want your library to be?
Who's speaking?
This is Sue Porter.
Not political at all. I mean, just basically presenting the issues. You think this is a political issue?
Well, it can be.
Yeah,
The
I don't like that idea, having,
No, the reason I say that is I worked for a company that for the last, I would say 5 years, really focused on pushing for people of color and the LGBTQ.
A, B, C, D, F, G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they actually excluded their other employees. And it's actually become very divisive.
Oh,
And it's even my lesbian and gay coworkers and friends, we would all work as a team.
mm-hmm.
And then all of this has started. And even they have issues with how far the company is going. They
Okay.
don't understand the reasoning for it.
Well, I wasn't
emphasis
thinking of
is put on that.
advocacy. I was thinking of speakers, authors, artists,
Right.
musicians, you know, people that would, poets and things, you know, things that would fit within the library.
Yeah, and I can understand that. That's fine, but it almost sounds like you want to have something like all year long or a bunch during June next year. I mean, you know, June is also Water Safety Month. I mean, that includes everybody. Maybe we should be doing something on that. You know, I'm sorry.
Oh, we could have drowning gay people, I guess. I don't
Well, I mean, I wouldn't go that far, nobody wants that.
No, I meant as a joke.
Yeah,
Um,
I know, I
No,
know.
know,
it's not a
okay.
joke.
No, I meant as a joke in terms of having people like not drowning them, but having, classes for them, so they don't drown. Susan, is this something you and I could talk about later?
Sure.
You wouldn't mind me contacting you, would you?
No, I'd be happy to talk to you.
Yeah, because it would be, right, I'm just in the explorative stage right
Yeah.
now,
Yeah,
and just casting about for ideas. But I am aware that there are quite a few people in Hebron, believe it or not.
oh, yes, I know that.
Yeah.
There have been for decades.
And
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, how
Yeah.
much of a draw it would have too. So
Mhm.
we got to have something flashy. If we make it too political, we're not going to have the draw for it.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I would love to have somebody come in and be a speaker that could define all of the different letters and shades of queerness. We get a lot of questions and uncomfortability about that. I think people are unsure about pronouns and why some of these things are important to some other people. So I think that there might be a need for something like that if somebody would be willing to be an expert on it.
When I talk to the UConn people, the faculty out at UConn and some of the students, I'll see if they have somebody in mind that could, define things, and how my understanding is trying to be as inclusive as of these groups as possible.
Yeah.
In the full range of human diversity. So, but I'll see if I can find somebody that might be interesting. Okay, dokie. All right. Now what, and then also I wasn't I want a year to prepare. I wasn't thinking, if something comes up during that period, but I wasn't thinking, there's going to be a lot of legwork before we even get this far. So, and I think I'd like to talk to Althea.
Okay.
Because you are a wonderful organizer.
Oh, I don't know about that. But
Yeah. And you have some great ideas on sources and also how to motivate people.
again, I don't know about that, but
Oh,
I'll talk with you.
I've heard rumors. I've heard
Oh, okay.
rumors to that effect.
I'll talk with you.
Okay. In your spare time.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Okay. The updated vision statement.
Okay, so this, as a part of strategic planning, we've looked a little bit at our mission statement and vision statement, or quite a bit. And in looking at them, we just had a suggested edit to the vision statement, as we're getting closer to having a draft of the plan here. So let me just put it up here. So it's fairly simple. So right now the vision statement reads, the Douglas Library of Hebron is an integral part of our community, offering a welcoming, safe, and diverse environment to pursue lifelong learning by utilizing our ever-evolving collections, services, and innovative technologies. So the suggestion is to replace diverse with inclusive, because in my opinion, we don't create a diverse environment. We create an environment that's inclusive, that
People
will
would feel
bring,
welcome.
that welcomes diversity. Like if we're creating a diverse environment, that's like getting a bunch of people of different backgrounds and putting them in a room. We're creating an environment. But I think we want to create an inclusive environment that welcomes individuals of diverse backgrounds to be here. And then so that would be swapping that word out and then potentially removing the word innovative in front of technologies. Only because it may be redundant and maybe doesn't need to be there.
Did you think about, after you inclusive environment, what you said before, for people of diverse backgrounds? Do you think we should include that in there? Because you did, when you described what you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, we could, I think inclusive, the word inclusive includes everybody.
Yeah,
By adding inclusive for people of diverse backgrounds.
Would be redundant.
yes.
It's maybe redundant and it's maybe exclusionary. Some people may feel it's exclusionary, even if it's not intended to come across that way.
Oh, you mean like for normal people?
That's what I think some people may feel, that they aren't named specifically, so it doesn't apply to them.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
So these are suggestions. It's ultimately the trustees are who decide what the vision statement is. But we just wanted, before we print up a strategic plan, make sure we've got the right vision statement in there.
Now, do we have to vote on this or do we, and when do we vote on it? And do we have an opportunity to make any other comments?
I believe so. Yeah, I think it would have to be a motion that was put to a vote with the rest of the board. It also, you could, if you're changing the vision statement, it doesn't mean you have to take this suggestion. And if you wanted to alter it, it's ultimately up to you. This is just a suggestion from the strategic planning committee.
Did anybody have any thoughts on this about looking at it a little bit more and revisiting this to see if there was any suggestions or ideas? Or should we vote on it
I
tonight?
like the idea of making it all inclusive and not having people think about diversity. I like the approach.
Yeah, I like the word inclusive better than diverse also. And innovative technologies, I mean, most people, when they think of technology these days, they think of it as being innovative. So I like that idea too. So,
But that's already covered by the ever evolving. So that's perfect.
perfect. Yeah, I see.
Part of the other thinking was that if the technology is innovative, why aren't our collections innovative? Why aren't our services innovative? They should all be innovative, all ever evolving.
So the ever evolving makes it,
Yeah.
Right, it covers it.
Say welcoming, safe, and inclusive.
I like it. Did you purposely leave out the and of Hebron? Is it, the others
Oh.
say the Douglas Library of Hebron.
Yeah, I don't know how I
I
would have
would-
taken those.
I
Those
would
should be included. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, I would prefer that you put those back in. And then I like it even better.
I had to like make an extra effort to cut those out. I don't know how that happened.
You just got too many words. You had to get rid of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I had reached my word allotment for the month.
I think if it was okay with the other trustees, I'd like to take some more time to think about this before I vote on it.
okay, we'll put it out for
Fine
next
with
month.
me.
And so, I mean, if we could put it on the agenda for accepting it next month. What's our next meeting?
July
July.
July 11.
11th, yeah.
And so if people have a chance to look at it and study it and come up with any ideas. But I think the wording is a lot better. Okay.
Yeah, no rush on it.
Okay. Mission statements of this, because yeah. I hate the word utilizing. But it's a very common word. Okay. Anyone else have any comments on this? Okay, moving on then to the strategic plan committees.
And I have something for other new business.
Oh, well, who's there?
Gail.
Hi, Gail. Yes, go ahead.
In my position as president of the Association of Connecticut Library Boards,
Mhm.
I asked Kevin if he would write an article for the front page of our website.
Oh,
For the past year, we have featured our Deborah Shanda, who's the new Connecticut State Librarian.
mhm.
And we, the board, the executive board, decided we would like to feature library directors. That is, get one library director to write something, which would be out there for 3 or 4 months, then get another library to do it, to show the variety of libraries of different sizes that we have throughout Connecticut. So Kevin very graciously did. And if you all go to aclb.wildapricot.org, you will find Kevin's wonderful article.
Excellent.
Yes, I did forward that on to Donna and Andy too.
I think it should be included in our packet for next month too.
I think that's a very good idea. He did good work.
Great. So
Wow.
what is that? Can you read ACLB? what dot-
ACLB, which as you know is Association of Connecticut Library Boards.
Yeah.
And then we use the platform Wild Apricot, so it's aclb.wildapricot.org.
And that's wild apricots, all one word?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
That website, by the way, has we have all kinds of resources for library boards out on that website.
Okey-doke. I would like to see it in our packet next week, in color, of course.
Of course.
Okie dokie. Thank you.
That's a good idea, Gail.
Yes, we thought we would try a few different libraries. We already have another one lined up for about 4 months from now. To let Board of Trustees around the state know that there are many different varieties of libraries in the state of Connecticut because of the size of our communities.
Mhm. Good.
As well as rural versus urban too.
Oh, tell me.
Very different clientele. Okay. All right. Any other new business before we move on to the strategic plan committees? Hey, that might be something to put in the paper. In the section, Kevin, that you do for what you send into the paper about the news and the events, that might be something.
On the website.
Yeah, that might be something for you to share with people.
Or I could use that as my July.
Sign your name to it.
Hey. He gave you permission. I heard him. Go ahead. Okay. All right. Then moving on to the strategic plan committee. We need an update. Who's going to update?
We met before this meeting, and where we're at with the strategic plan committee is that we have a draft of the document that we are taking a look at. And our hope is to get together for a special meeting in between before the board's July meeting, so that we can present the plan to you at that point. So
Okay.
we have to see how our schedules line up, but that would be our hope, that we could get a draft of it to you for July.
You mean before the July meeting?
Well, to put on the agenda for the July meeting.
Okay, so then we would be receiving the materials before the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Right, because if we approve it at the meeting, that happens directly before your meeting. Then it's got to get pushed till August.
Yeah. So we have time to read it. Okay. That sounds good. And let's see, Peter and Sherry. Oh, all right. So much for safe space. How about technology?
Hi, so we are working on computer replacement plan. I have a few new laptops that will most likely be deployed to the library full-time staff. So they will have laptops that will be able to be used if we need to go remote again at any time in the future. We're going to, I think, move most of our staff to laptops rather than desktops. We signed an agreement with Novus to install the new public computers at the library. So we're working on that, and those, we'll be switching out, I think, 12 of the thin clients for actual desktop computers for public use, 4 on the children's floor and 8 on the main floor. And I think other than that, we're working on just the continuing upgrades to the security systems, the keyless entry system, new cameras, and some other safety features, but that's all in the works.
Yeah, the way the world
Mhm.
is now, we really need security.
Yep.
Also, Donna,
Yeah.
I was at a meeting at another library, and they were using a hybrid system called OWL, OWL.
Yep.
For the meetings,
Yep.
and I was quite impressed with how well it worked.
We're aware of that. I think, Kevin, that's the one you looked at when you were checking. It's not, that is not as robust as we will need for a
Okay.
true hybrid meeting room. So we are working on that. We've got some proposals. We're going to use ARPA funding for that.
Mhm.
And it's, we're going to do a hybrid meeting room at the library and at the town office building.
I didn't
And
think
OWL is a
it
OWL
works.
is a good
It
program.
it worked so well. It really was almost seamless. It was the participation. I was surprised with the people calling in or online was,
Yeah,
was just as good as the people who were there.
Yeah.
It was quite impressive.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All
And
right.
that's all I have.
That's it.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
thank you.
Next one is diversity, Dale and or Kevin.
We haven't had a chance to get together, but we should remedy that.
But
Okay.
you do have the program, the equity boot camp, and we had the speaker last month, and so that there have been programs going on.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, good point, Dale.
Good point. Yep. Okay. Community. That's Gail, Sherry, and Claire. I think it's going to be Gail.
It's going to be Gail who's going to say, I have nothing new to report this evening.
You're getting good at that.
I am getting very good at that.
And
Good next month too, Gail.
yeah, make a note, Gail. What you said. Okay, next is lifelong learning.
Okay, I saw Claire last week, I think it was, but I didn't really get to talk to her about new programs. So what I'm about to tell you is a little bit self-serving, in that I'm going to promote the Juneteenth program that's coming up this Saturday at Burnt Hill Park in the
A
Peters.
week from Saturday,
No, it's this
No,
Saturday.
it's
No,
this Saturday.
Saturday.
This Saturday.
Juneteenth.
Yeah,
Oh,
yes.
I'm
Don't mess
behind,
up,
okay.
don't mess up. But it does involve the library, because the library will have a table inside at the Peters house. I'm considering it lifelong learning, but the library will have some books there that people can reserve to check out. Marianne will be there representing the historic properties and or the Historical Society, maybe, I'm not sure. And she will be giving tours, and I'm co-chairing this Juneteenth celebration. And it's an educational event, and it's involving children and families. Just at 9:30 in the morning, we'll be over at the cemetery on Wall Street for a quick rededication service. It will be quick. I'll be speaking there for a few minutes with my co-chair, and we're going to have a few people there, including Kathy Austin. And then we'll scoot back over to the Peters house. We will be having a drill team from Hartford. We'll be having African drumming, a group out of basically out of New York. We'll have Just lots of events. I've been working up to the last minute on a scavenger hunt that we made, my co-chair and me, on for children. Just all kinds of things will be going on. So it's very exciting. And Hebron Day will be going on as well. There'll be lots of vendors. We're hoping to see everybody there. So I'm really pleased that the library will be, a part of it with the books, that they can put a hold down and then come to the library later in the day and check them out.
Excellent.
Alfie, I just have to thank you for the program on G Fox and Company, and that was so well attended.
That's,
That was very well attended. Yes, yeah, and the people who people who were there really enjoyed it and had personal stories to share.
Right, yeah.
As well. And I bought my old G Fox charge card.
Oh my
For some
God.
reason, I still kept it. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
So
I don't,
Kevin,
I,
I don't know.
I don't
I'm
think it's
sorry.
coming back, Althea.
Oh,
I really,
you don't think so?
no.
Probably not.
can't use it. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a fun program. So Claire did a really good job on scheduling that one. Kevin, did you have anything to add that you know of coming down the pike?
Well, we've got all the summer reading stuff. We're a little bit in preparatory mode, so I don't think we have anything real big going on. Claire's on vacation this week. So most of the bigger things will start in July, but we're doing, we're starting a new series of programs. We're going to be trying to make use of the makerspace area and materials. So we'll be doing like a weekly adult craft there, and then also trying to feature some of the different things we have. So we'll do a session on the 3D printers. We'll do a session on the Cricut. When we get the digitization software, we'll do a session on that. So that'll be coming up starting in July.
Okay, great. All right, that's all I have.
Excellent. Is there anything else anyone wants to bring up? Because we are approaching adjournment at 8:06 p.m. That's insane.
I so
That's
move.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know if you notice, my name is usually on the one that makes it red.
Okay. And the second for adjournment?
I'll second it.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Unanimous at 8:07.
Okay, everybody enjoy June 19th.